ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? My name's John Gray, and we are just plain living right here.
Good morning. I hope I didn't get caught yawning.
It's okay. I think they had to wake John up to do the opening there.
I was ready. I've been sitting
We're
up here.
always ready.
15, 20. Hey, there's a lot of people probably trying to wake up after the 4th of July.
I'd say. Now, I heard a phone go off, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's mine.
No, it's mine. It's mine.
Well,
hopefully they don't hear that at home. So.
No, I mean the 4th of July. What a great weekend! The weather was absolutely
It was the most beautiful
phenomenal.
day I remember in ages.
Yes.
It was just like what, California?
Yeah,
look,
that's what somebody said. It's like being in Southern California.
Sure, right.
Wind,
82 degrees, I think. And
no humidity.
4th of July, unbelievable.
it was
just wonderful.
marvelous.
Yeah.
I couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, actually, the whole weekend was like that. From about Thursday on.
And with the 4th of July on Friday.
Happy campers at work.
That meant you could probably take a day off on Thursday
Maybe even Monday.
and have a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, sure.
No, by Sunday you're done.
You're done.
It's time to go home.
Please let me go back to work. We were out at the Bluegill Grill Sunday afternoon having dinner, and of course they were still packed in there,
Yeah.
but you could tell that the edges were getting
It
frayed.
was time to be done.
The staff, I'm sure, had been beat to death for 3 of. Of course, they still gave great service and everything, but you could see the look
had
on
long
everybody's
weekend.
face. They were ready.
Yeah, if you recall when we were at the Legion, that went on at Christmas time. It started right after Thanksgiving and wasn't over till New Year's Eve.
Right,
right. We were zombies by the.
Extended.
Yeah, it's about 6 weeks there of party every day.
Party every day, because there was that was one of the few places at that point where you could come in and had a big ballroom where you could have a band and you could have drinks and you could be the facility could feed 300, and so they were lining up to have their Christmas parties, and
it
just
was
like
always-
Jimmy said, from Thanksgiving to New Year's there was a party every day.
Every day,
out there.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Is there,
Yeah.
Well, I guess there is a place like that around, but
No,
that's
there's no
kind
place
of
like
not
that
there
right
anymore, is it?
No.
That's too bad.
I was over there the other day. There's a doctor's office in there now, of
Oh,
course,
really?
and I was over there the other day. They were having some new doctors in and stuff, and so.
So were you having memories?
Well, I never got past the lobby, but it appeared that there was major changes
I'm sure.
that facility. So
I'm sure.
Obviously, yeah.
But I guess the center over in Manchester.
Yeah,
they have
the coffee
kitchen
can- yeah,
facilities
yeah.
there
Oh, yeah.
where they can feed.
Oh yeah, that's where most of those events
But that's
occur.
the only
So,
place.
Yeah.
There's no place else
Manchester,
that.
not Tullahoma.
No, but there's no place else that has facilities like that can feed
You can have a
and
kitchen
seat
and all of
seat
it.
that many people. So yeah, it was a big deal, big time, a lot of fun.
I remember though in the latter days, you remember, especially in the lounge when we had the new lounge, which John managed that for several years, and it was like on New Year's Eve though, for some strange reason, it was more mundane than it was on a normal Saturday night, and I guess
Kinda classy. People
I
dressed up.
guess it's because we charged so much
No,
to
it's
get
'cause we
in.
charged a lot and people dressed up and cleaned up.
Yeah, it was not quite as crazy as it might have been on some other nights.
Yeah, it wasn't our normal rowdy crowd.
Yeah, right. So
we had a lot of
anyway,
fun.
good
A lot of
experience.
fun.
Did all your rowdy friends come over?
All our rowdy friends though have just about settled down now.
I run into people on the streets now, and then we'll get off the subject of the American Legion, and I'm sure you do too, John. But a lot of people say, I wish you'd open up another place, or y'all need to do that again. And I'm looking at them thinking, you guys are too old to do that now, and so am I.
We're too old.
We're too old for
Bring it
that.
back.
That's
Some
a
guy
young
told me
man's
one
game.
time they said, if I win the lottery, I'm going to put you back in the bar business. I said, really?
right. Dream on.
I said, really? It better be one that closes about 9 o'clock at night, because I can't stay up that late anymore. I'm done.
How did that guy in
Yeah.
Knoxville winning all that money? A Tennessean.
Yeah,
He won the lottery. Largest one they've given.
155 million, I think, is what he settled for.
Well,
so.
and
And he's going to give it to the arts. That's what
Well,
it said.
wasn't he someone who had made money and decided he was better off without money, and had already given most of his money to needy
I'm not
charities
totally
and
sure
stuff?
about that.
Yeah, I think
That's a
it was
good thing to
something.
do, yeah.
So he's given all that money to the
Well,
arts.
he said he was going to put it into the art center. I forgot the name of it. Renaissance Center, I think, in Knoxville.
Well, we need to be writing him a letter.
I'm sure he's going to get a lot of letters.
He'll get a lot of letters.
He'll get a lot of letters.
Don't give it all to them.
Yeah.
Pass it around.
Well, when I win it, I don't even
Play it.
so I wouldn't know how
Got to play to win.
But you got to play.
Yeah,
to
you're
win
not going to
so
win it, Peggy,
I'm
if you
not
don't
gonna
play
win
it. No.
I just don't think about it.
You know that.
Well, there's a couple things we need to think about in this first segment right here before we get away from it.
Okay.
And one of them is Thursday night at South Jackson Civic Center is the Ice Cream Social.
Ice Cream Social
And
starts
the
at
South
7.
Jackson Street Swing Band is going to be down there.
That's right.
Playing big band music for your
Exactly.
dancing
And I
and
think-
entertainment pleasure.
Exactly, and I think I'm going to throw out just a little bit of country at our intermission to advertise the country show coming
Are
up,
ya?
which I'm working on day and night. That's why I'm so tired and I could go to sleep right here on this
35th year?
35th year, yeah.
35 years,
And then, of course,
Peggy.
Friday night, Big River opens. So
Big River.
Every room at the Civic Center is full. The Sergeant York exhibit still
It's-
there in
it's
the
there.
museum. I mean, back by the museum.
Through, yep, Donna London Rehearsal Hall has that in it.
So there's a lot going on.
And that's there through September the 3rd.
Oh, it's
So,
a really nice
yeah, it
exhibit,
is, it
and I'm
is.
proud that we can have it there.
So maybe we can get that old boy from
I hope you
Knoxville to
guys will
send a
come.
little money down here.
I know.
We need help.
Y'all should come to the Ice Cream Social. Southern Sundays across the street from
Yep.
our studio is doing box dinners, sandwiches and chips, and if you want a reservation, you got to get it today, I think.
Right.
And that's 455-5321 for a ticket.
So call Peggy at home because by by the time you see this, it'll be too late. It'll be
My phone
over. It'll
never
be
quits
too late.
ringing at
It'll
this
be too
time.
late.
But
You-
they are,
you-
Cassie and Tony Grow are providing gelato.
And I think that is wonderful
for the
Ice Cream Social.
Ice Cream Social. And, there's something else that a lot of people don't know with your South Jackson membership. There are a lot of little things you get, and one of the things you get as a perk is when you go to Southern Sundays and have a meal. No, you get a small gelato free.
You're kidding me.
No.
I'm on my way over there right now.
So, it's always good. And the thing about it is gelato, I didn't realize what gelato was, but it's like ice cream on steroids.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, all the air's, it's solid. A lot of the air's gone out of it. So a little cup of gelato,
It
about
goes a
that
long
big,
way. It's really good.
is all you need.
Is that
Might not be
it's
all
Italian,
you want.
isn't it?
Well,
Or
it
is it
sort of
French
sounds
or
Italian to
maybe-
me.
Yeah, I think it
Gelato,
might be. Yeah.
Sicilian or something.
It's nice to hear you say that. I didn't really know what that was because I'm sitting here thinking, what is gelato?
But isn't that a classy sound?
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
You got to go
But
to
I
the
thought
ice cream
that
shop
everybody
to
knows
find out
that. I'd
what
be
it is.
stupid if I asked that.
Because the gelato goes with the ticket.
Yeah.
And the
And-
tickets are $10 and $5 for kids under 12.
Right. And you get gelato, and you get an opportunity if you want a boxed meal. They will provide
to
one
order
for
that
you, but
ahead
you
of
have to
time.
order that ahead of time. And a lot of dancing, a lot of fun.
I hope so. And I hope that if it doesn't rain, we're in good shape. If it does rain,
Supposed
we're
to
going
rain
inside.
today.
I know. I hope it really comes down.
It's
and
supposed to. It's supposed
cleans
to. We're
everything
supposed
up.
to have some good rain today.
Good.
So, of course, this is on Tuesday.
Peggy, you mentioned to me one time, I think it was last week, that you'd been doing the South Jackson Goes Country for 26 years. Do you remember who did it before you did it?
35
35
years.
years.
Yeah, you've done it ever since it started, right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. Oh, my goodness, you're the only
Well,
ones that...
it was done a couple of times by Janet Patterson and Rosie Graham and their crew because I was either on vacation or somebody had died or something like that.
But you started.
But
it.
I started
You
it,
started.
yeah.
Yeah.
I started because we needed money, and Lord knows we still do. So if you got $1 out there you want to give to somebody, give it to South Jackson Civic Center.
That's right.
But it has been a big fundraiser, and it was the first thing I think that we did there that actually brought in a lot of money.
Yeah,
People
because,
like the
it brought in a lot of
commercials,
people.
and it's kinda
It's a lot of
fun, yeah.
people.
It's
And,
fun, yeah.
Speaking about that, and of course, our buddy Mike Long over at Long's Dentistry has been a part of that show ever since
Yes,
day
he has.
one.
I think he bought my first commercial.
First commercial, and Mike's been very involved in the arts throughout the years.
He is always
and
supportive.
I noticed today that Matt Thurman,
Has moved
Jim
in over there at
Thurman's
his office.
son, has graduated from dental school and has moved in with Mike Long, and so
Right.
Mike's going to get a break.
Yeah.
He's got some young, talented hands over there.
Yeah.
Mike's going to get to go fishing or play golf or whatever he wants to do every now and then. Instead of, he's every time you go there, Mike's been in there he's never left.
I know,
Right.
he's a hard worker.
He's a hard-working guy, and he's a great dentist.
He did some crowns for me that had to be finished New Year's Eve one year. And do you know a dentist that would let you go to his office New Year's Eve and fix a crown?
Mike.
That's really
Right.
a gift.
Well, I like
he's
his
a wonderful man.
I like his philosophy too, because I've been going to Mike for 100 years, and now when he looks at my teeth, he says, "Well, maybe we ought to do this, or maybe we ought to do this, and it's probably going to cost this, but you may not live that long, so to make
no return on investment.
So maybe we'll just put that off, and
We'll pack it. Maybe we'll pack it with something.
Don't you send Mike a bill for all this?
Nah, shoot, Mike has absolutely. Mike has advertised with us since day
oh
one.
yeah,
He's a good
absolutely.
Mike's always been
Yeah.
involved in what we've done here, and we appreciate him very much, as we do all of our sponsors. And because without them, we wouldn't be able to float this ship. We have no government funding behind us, and it's all commercially operated. And we just appreciate our sponsors and hope that you will go in to their businesses and
say
thank them
you.
and say thank you for what you do, not just for us, but for our community as a whole. Because
True. Because I know there's
we
everybody looking for a
represent this
handout.
community. And,
There's
Sure.
so many. There's so many.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, everybody's got their hand
Looking-
out looking for something.
And we're fortunate that people do step up.
That's right.
To help
That's
to
right.
support the arts
'Cause,
and different activities.
well, we're
in
the
our
arts in a
community.
way too.
Sure.
We are.
And
We're video arts.
Well, think of what you support. Look, we're always talking about what's
Right.
happening on the stage in Manchester
Yeah,
and
that's
Woodbury
true,
or wherever
that's true.
it's happening, and we
So
appreciate
we
that.
appreciate it very much. All right, what we're going to do right now is we're going to let you see some commercials from some of our great sponsors. And as I said, please go in and tell them thank you. And even better than that, buy something while you're in there. That means their advertising really does work. We'll be right back.
It's a Kia Cadenza kind of day at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. This luxurious Kia has too many features to mention, with prices starting as low as $33,943. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. We have a huge selection to choose from here at Russell Barnett Kia, and mention this ad and receive an additional $500 off your next Kia Cadenza purchase. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company. We offer dependable and reliable service on all your HVAC equipment. We also offer high-efficiency Trane cooling units with some special financing through the end of June. Call us for your cooling needs. Your comfort is what we do.
It's summer cross groups.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our segment which we call Police Pointers, and we have joining us today Paul Blackwell, the Chief of Police of the City of Tullahoma, and just recovering from the 4th of July holiday, which you said wasn't all that bad.
It wasn't that bad. I was pleasantly pleased when I went in yesterday morning and started reading the reports that all in all, it was a pretty calm, quiet holiday. Of course, when I'm out around in the community, I got some of the complaints about the fireworks.
Yeah.
Especially since they were supposed to quit on the 4th, but for some reason on the 5th and the 6th, people were still shooting them. But all in all, it was a good, calm weekend. And as y'all said before, the weather was great.
Oh, absolutely.
Good
yeah.
opportunity for families to be together and to have some good family time.
You know, I live right at the edge of the city limits, which is actually in Franklin County, and apparently there are no regulations in the county, in Franklin County, because I live in Tullahoma, but it's right on the edge, and because they're still shooting fireworks over there. So,
and that's probably is one of those ambiguity things. You know, you may live in the city right on the edge, and there's a county next to you that has no regulations, but you're susceptible to everything.
You still hear all the noise. Mm-hmm. But one good thing that came out of all that is because you talked about the rules and regulations concerning fireworks on this show a couple of weeks ago, mm-hmm. and then we took that information and put it into a news story, which my granddaughter is now working on the news for the summer, and so she was able to understand and know what the rules were, so her family didn't get in trouble for shooting them outside the allowed time, mm-hmm. like that happened.
And if you follow some of the social media, you'll find there's people there that are reinforcing what the rules are. Then you have that other side of saying, "Get over it, come on, it's only for a couple days." And, so it's kind of interesting to watch that dialogue. But,
exactly.
If we came down to having to actually split the hairs, this is what the regulations are. The rules.
You're right. You don't have to endure it all that long. So Okay, Paul. The actual subject you came to talk about is what now?
There's a stigma in law enforcement or in society of the police and the community as an us against them type thing, mm-hmm. and you hear that periodically, and especially as a police executive, you get frustrated by that because we're not in a battle with this community. We're in a partnership with them, and partnership should not be us against them. Mm-hmm. So oftentimes we try to figure, how do we break down that perception? A lot of times people form an opinion about a police officer or a police agency based on one or two encounters. And generally those encounters are adversarial.
Right.
So what I as the chief constantly try to look at is, I need to let the public understand maybe where police officers come from. What is their training? What is their mindset? Why do they do some of the things they do? And then get the public to accept some of those understandings so that it's not interpreted as aggressive or rude or, mm-hmm. Us against them.
Sure.
And as I said, a lot of these encounters are based on one or two incidents with police, and that's generally because someone on the other side's done something wrong.
Right.
If you run a stop sign and the policeman stops you, don't get mad at the policeman. You're the one that ran the stop sign. You run a red light, the same thing. Most of our encounters are a result of that: a stop sign, a red light, speeding. You get involved with a disturbance because you can't seem to get along with someone else. Mm-hmm. But yet the police sometimes become the bad guy in those instances. So what we want to just say is, well, let's look at both sides of that coin.
Sure.
We probably wouldn't be contacting you or having something, if you hadn't done something. Now, we know that we're not going to have a perfect society. Not everybody is going to get along. Not everybody is going to stop at a stop sign. Not everybody's going to obey the speed limits. But what I like to do is say, can you imagine if we didn't have these rules and regulations? Do what you want. Just do what you want. It'd be utter chaos.
Sure.
So there's a need for the police. I mean, we are a necessary, I don't want to say necessary evil, but we are necessary. Mm-hmm. And for the sanity of our society, we have to do that. So we want people to understand that we have a job to do. There's a reason we have to do it. As the chief of police, my biggest concern is that our officers are safe, that they go home to their families at night. So that means they have to practice some officer survivor skills. And sometimes the manner we practice those are, from a public view, may be rude or aggressive. How you stand, how you talk, how you approach, all those things they may be viewing as, adversarial.
Sure.
But for the officer, it's to ensure his safety, his or her safety, so they can go home at night. Now, that's the day-to-day encounters, but what do we do other than, if I were to say, describe a police officer, you'd say they write tickets, they make arrests, they answer calls, work accidents. But there's a lot of other things we do that fill our plate. And those are the opportunities where the police and the public can interact, get to know each other on a personal basis, and it's not adversarial. One of the things that our department's very proud of is our walkthrough program. We walk through all of our schools. The officers are getting to know the kids are getting to know the officers, and that's important. A lot of adults already have a mindset. We may not change their minds,
right,
but it's the young people that we want to impact and let them know that the police officers are there to serve and to help them and be role models for them. So we're very proud of that program, and that's not just once a year. That's when school's in session. That's daily. That's every day. Our community centers, they walk through there to visit with the people that are using our community centers, the fitness rooms, the basketball courts, things of that nature. Again, to build a partnership and to be able to interact not in an adversarial role. Our Citizens Academy, we do that so that the public can learn what we're about. Our drug take-back program. You want to get rid of medications, all you got to do is come and drop it off. We don't ask who you are. We don't ask what kind of meds you're on. Just drop it off.
Right.
That's all for the public's good. We can keep going on and on. Fingerprinting. We offer fingerprinting service 5 days a week, 8 to 4. And surprisingly, we get a lot of people that need fingerprints.
Fingerprints your kids or anybody?
Anybody. If you need fingerprints that don't have to be submitted electronically, because we can't submit them electronically.
Right.
But if you come in, need your fingerprints, we take care of that. We do that. And again, that's a service that otherwise you may have to go somewhere. You may have to go somewhere and pay for it.
Sure.
We do it for free. In our more and more programs that we offer. But I'm also working on 4 new initiatives. People may say, gosh, our plate's full. Why do you keep piling on it? But I think it's important that we continue to see how do we serve our community. So one of the things we're looking at is the Rotary Club had built a free library at East Lincoln School. It's out front with library books in there, or books, so young people can come up and get a book. I've got somebody that's working on a caricature of a police officer, and we're going to put one of those in our lobby so that we can have free books available to the kids that come in. And we get a lot of kids that come in the police department.
Right.
And right now, there's the magazines they have to read are, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Right.
But we want to provide opportunities to get a good age-appropriate book for them to read, take with them if they need to. So that's one program we're working on. I'm hoping to implement a quarterly coffee in the morning, basically coffee with a cop for the public.
Great
Come
idea.
in and just visit, for a couple hours, have coffee, some light snacks, and just get to interact with the police officers. Also want to implement a reading with the police officer. So maybe in our summer, during the summer times and during the breaks at school, at one of the community centers, a police officer for 30 minutes, 45 minutes will sit and read to the kids and give the parents maybe a 45-minute break to work out, walk around the gym, do what they want to do. So we're going to work on that. And then one of the things we did in the past, we had a luncheon with our beer permit holders,
right,
the people that sell beer,
right,
to talk about issues and to answer some of their questions. And the response from the last one was very good, but they suggested maybe doing it in the morning so that we don't interfere with their business day. So we're looking to do that, have a beer permit breakfast.
That's a good idea.
To talk to those people and let them know it's not us against you.
Right.
It's us protecting our society. And being able to discuss things like selling of beer to underage people, sure, and hours of operation and things of that nature. So, some people may say it's us against them, but I'm saying the us's are trying to do everything we can to break that down, and we need some help from the society, from community.
I think that's an excellent program, folks, because you got to realize that I've had the privilege of knowing a lot of police officers over my working career, and they're really, most of them are really nice people, and they're just like you are. It's just they have a job to do.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Paul, great program today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll be right back in a moment with more Living right after this.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Mont Eagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
This is a tree that was never chopped down to make a crutch that was never needed. By a child who never got polio. Because vaccine was never in short supply. Thanks to people whose compassion wasn't either. Over the years, Rotary Club members have helped immunize over 2 billion children against polio. Soon, the world will be polio-free. Rotary, humanity in motion.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham, and you're watching Just Plain Living here on Charter Channel 6.
Welcome back. I'm here with Scott Riddell from the Hands-On Science Center, and he has so much to tell. I'm just going to turn it over to you, Scott. Take it away.
Okay.
Tell us what you got.
Well, we've just finished 3 weeks of camps, which were just full. They're very loaded down. A lot of kids came in, had a great time.
That's wonderful.
We're in the last week of camp, but we still have, which is full, but we still have 2 one-day camps next week and the week after next.
So you have some openings?
Yes, on July 17th, which is Thursday, that's our Weird Science one-day camp.
Yeah.
We still got some openings on that, and on July 23rd, which is Wednesday, that's our Wacky Science Camp, and we've still got some openings on that.
And so if people want a lot of information, can they just go to Facebook? And
they can either go to Facebook. Yeah, Facebook's the best place to go for us. Generally, what they're going to need, though, if they haven't been to camp this year, they're going to need to come by and do a camp registration form. Generally, what it is, camp starts at 9, ends at 3. They bring a sack lunch. We take care of everything else.
And so for your Facebook's just Hands-On Science Center?
Mm-hmm. And that's
easy.
Yeah, and that's where we put almost everything now.
Good.
Talk about any subject with the Hands-On Science Center, it's on our Facebook page.
Good.
Also, we've got on August 2nd will be our next Star Party. That Saturday night starts at dark. Like I said, once again, just follow us on Facebook in case it rains or something like that.
So when you say a Star Party, what happens?
We open up the observatory. We have some volunteers that come in and they bring their telescopes. One guy's talk about bringing his meteorites collection. We often have somebody come in to do a talk on space or the constellations, things like that. But then everybody pulls out their. Of course, people get to take turns looking at the stars.
So how many people? Just everybody wants to come?
It's free. We don't open up the center, but many people to come out there and enjoy seeing the stars. Like if you want to bring a blanket and make an evening of it, that's fine.
That's exciting.
A lot of people come by, look at the stars. It's a fun little evening. If you don't have anything
have to cancel if it's real cloudy or something?
Yes, if it's really cloudy, that's why I said, if it's really cloudy or raining, of course we're not going to have it.
Another time.
Yeah, we just usually for the following Saturday. Usually we try to do it the first Saturday of each month during summer. Of course, we didn't do it this past Saturday because of the holiday weekend. But
I think everybody loves to study the stars.
Yeah, it's
exciting.
It's really fun. Like I said, when they fire up the telescope and you're suddenly looking at the planets and you're going, oh my gosh!
It's amazing,
I could. And plus, you get to go in the observatory to see what an old-fashioned observatory looks like. We also have our birthday celebration coming up in August. Also, that's August 23rd.
How many
Saturday.
years is this?
19 years now. of the
that's
center.
a
Technically, it's been
great
longer than that,
reputation.
but 19 years at the center, where having a place where people can come and have hands-on experience.
Is that another free?
Yes, that's another free. It's free, open to the public, free
On the
all day
19th
long.
Of October, all day long.
Of August.
August, I'm sorry.
Of August. It's that Saturday. We'll start it at 10. It'll probably go till 3. We'll have some attractions, some events, some free food, some free
Wonderful.
drinks. They get to enjoy the center. We'll also be doing discounted memberships that day.
It's a good day to buy a membership.
Yeah, it's a great day to buy a membership. You're going to get a year family
I wonder if
membership.
people really know how much they get for the membership. You can go to lots of other places.
We're part of an Aztec program, ASTC, and our membership will get you into 300 other museums nationwide.
That's wonderful.
And I can't. But you need to look at the form. But that's a good deal in itself, especially if you like to travel. But I always like to tell people, it gets you into the Hands-On Science Center for the next year, you and your family. And that money stays here. I mean, that's what goes to pay for the Hands-On Science Center.
That's why we have such a good center.
Yeah, I mean, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. That money stays here in Tullahoma. It stays at the center. That money is used to provide new exhibits, upkeep of the center.
And keep it up to date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what animals have you got in there right now?
We got our bearded dragon, Bowser. We've got a tarantula, a Chilean.
Who's Bowser?
Bowser's our bearded dragon.
Okay.
We've got a Chilean tarantula. We've got a scorpion. We've got a ball python. We've got Madagascar hissing cockroaches.
Oh my gosh.
They're my favorite.
I don't know if I've ever seen one. I need to get over there.
They're about this big. They can live up to 7 days without a head.
I'm wondering if that's the same thing that was hitting my windshield in the Philippine Islands. They were this big.
They're huge. They hiss when you touch them. What else we got? We got geckos. We've got a new hedgehog on the way.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and so we've got a lot of little animals there that that kids can't see every day.
And your python, how long is he? Long?
Oh yeah, she's got some good size to her. She's probably
still go around the edge of the.
No, that was another snake.
Okay.
This one's probably about the length of the table.
Okay.
So she's a big size one too. But it's got a lot of interesting little animals there that kids may never see, beyond a pet shop or something like that.
I think we're so blessed to have the Science Center in our community. I know you got a fundraiser you're kind of thinking about.
Yeah, it's going to be in October.
Talk about that a little bit?
Well, the last couple years we've done like the Science of Wine or Science of Wine and Brew last year. We're going to do it again in October. So we're
But you don't have the exact date.
No, because we're still finalizing.
Just watch for it on Facebook.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking for sponsors and everything like that. I heard you talking about the South
if
Jackson.
If anybody out there would like to sponsor.
Oh, please. I would love.
At the Hands-On Science
I would
Center.
love to get some sponsors. Kind of like when you were talking about the South Jackson Civic Center, I was like, oh yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, like I said, I'm right there with you. So it's, but that's going to be sometime in October. We're also going to be participating in the 41A Music Festival.
And
we'll have
September.
Yes, in September or something like that. And we're going to have a booth there. That's where we take some of our gift shop items. It's kind of like a little bit of a fundraiser.
And you probably sell memberships at the
we
booth?
can. Yeah, we do. We have them. Then we have lots of information there also. We've got a lot coming up. I always tell people this is our really busy time of the year. It just seems like it flies by.
You've obviously been a busy man since you've been there. Is this your second?
I'm starting my second year. I've done one full year, and I'm on my second year right now. We also have, if you go to our Facebook page, we've got a kind of unofficial mascot. It's Tullahoma Tully. It's one of our stuffed groundhog from one of our animal exhibits. And if you want to see some cute pictures every now and then, like we dress them up for 4th of July, we dress them up for Christmas, we put them in different things.
Idea.
We had a little tent out and had a little tie-dye T-shirt on them for Bonnaroo. We're about ready to.
We'll get a bandana and put a cowboy hat on for a country show.
We're getting ready to. Like I said, I think a couple more pictures we'll be able to do a calendar.
That's great. and that is a really good idea. That's a fun idea.
But he's just kind of like our unofficial mascot. We have for like camps this week we're doing potions and Potter, kind of take off Harry Potter, and we had him dressed up like Harry Potter with the glasses and the wand and all that kind of stuff. And if you're just looking for a cute little Facebook page to follow, kind of tied in with Hands-On Science.
Somebody out there that has never been to your camp, a few of the things you do with the camp.
I mean, they get there at 9 o'clock. They get to enjoy the center for a little bit, but then they just do experiments, or they'll do some projects, or they'll make things, or they'll build stuff, and depending on the theme of the camp, there's all sort of, like this week they're going to be learning about herbs, and they're going to be doing some plant crafting because of it's Wild Things. They've got an animal show today. They've got somebody coming in from Tim's Ford tomorrow to show them a hawk and a corn snake.
It's busy all the time.
It's like I said, and I always tell people usually the only way you can get them to leave is promise them ice cream and food.
Right.
And they just love, they just hate to leave.
Well, I think it's you probably during the school year, which comes around before we know it, you probably have lots of people coming in for groups. And you're anxious to do that. They just have to call the center, right?
Right. We had over 80 field trips last year from area schools. I mean, and you think about, we're only open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday 1 to 5, closed on Mondays. We had over 80 field trips at the center last year.
You're going to have to come back.
I always
We're going to have to go. Thanks for coming.
Oh, you always love it. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. We'll be back with more of Living.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
Trucks!
The #1 selling truck for 35 years straight, the Ford F-Series, can be found at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester. We have a huge selection of over 100 trucks to choose from, with Ford manufactured rebates and incentives up to $10,000 or 0% financing available. Now is the time to buy. So come on down to Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester, and remember,
trucks,
and more trucks. Why buy anywhere else?
We get closer to a world with more birthdays when we take cancer patients by the hand. We help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us now Winston Brooks from the city of Tullahoma, who is the, Public Information Officer, Community Coordinator, anything else?
That's it, event planner. We do a lot of things.
Event planner, that's right.
Right.
He's a weather forecaster, I understand. I mean, you all know that, of course.
Only for Charter Channel 6.
Only for Charter, okay. Okay. And we appreciate that very much. Because
my pleasure, yeah. It's great to be back down here, Jim.
Yeah. What was the last thing we discussed that you amazed me that you actually knew the answer? Was it polar vortex or something like that?
No, that was a couple times before. It was the elevation of Tullahoma.
Oh, the elevation of Tullahoma, that's right. You actually knew that.
That's right, yeah. You got to know the important facts about the city that you represent.
I think actually,
advocating.
I actually think somebody's reading my mind, because there's no way you should have known that. Somebody's passing along information.
Well, I am the public information officer, and we do have our ways of finding out information.
Okay, well,
so
I guess you're right. From here on out, I'm going to be very comfortable.
You heard what Chief Blackwell said. We're in it together.
Yeah, that's right. We're in it together.
It's a partnership.
That's what the chief said.
No, they do a great job, and sometimes they're the only thing that's protecting you out there. They say the old saying, thin blue line. So,
absolutely, I've always admired the job they do in all seriousness.
Yes. And the firefighters as well.
Yes, absolutely. We don't want to forget that. Actually, Chief Shastine is the one that's next to Winston Brooks, probably knows almost as much as probably the mayor. He won't admit to that. But
Chief Shastine, he hasn't been down here in a while either.
He hasn't been down here in a while. Actually, Chief Shastine has gotten to the point where he defers most of the questions to Winston Brooks, Public Information Officer now. So,
that's okay. That's nice of him. I appreciate him doing that.
Yeah, right.
I enjoy working with you.
Not that he minds talking. I mean, Chief Shastine can talk, with the best of them.
Oh yeah. Well, and like I said, those guys, and he runs a great department. And if you need those fire department, those are the guys you want to see coming to help you.
They are. I saw them out on the job this morning, and down at in the area of Walgreens. I'm not sure what the issue was.
And that's one of the things that makes Tullahoma a great place to live.
Yes,
for sure. Is those officers and firefighters. I mean, many rural towns don't have that type of department and those kind of professionals in those places, and people don't really think about it, and Chief could talk more about it, both chiefs. But I mean, you think about the Ascend Federal Credit Union headquarters here.
Sure.
If you don't have a great fire department, those types of businesses are not going to locate in Tullahoma. So it all works together in terms of attracting businesses and creating a safe place and a quality a place that young families want to move to. And just another brick in the wall for making Tullahoma a great community.
Absolutely. You know, and Chief Chastain really does some other things that I think are pretty neat. One day we were discussing fire safety on this show, and he was talking about don't leave your home and leave your dishwasher or your washing machine running, because something that would be pretty minor could turn into a major house fire.
Yeah.
And so as we were leaving, after we had finished the segment, I said, would you stop by Traders Bank and tell my wife this? She's notorious for leaving the dishwasher running when she leaves.
And he probably did too, didn't he?
He absolutely did. I came home one night and she said, why did you have the fire chief come by and talk to me? I said, it was something you needed to take more serious, and obviously I'm not being effective at that. So.
Yes, sometimes the important people in our lives take advice from other people.
Exactly.
Better than the ones that love them the most.
Exactly. We probably should get into why you're really here today.
That'd be great, absolutely. But this is all important.
It is important stuff, without a doubt.
You were talking earlier about the lotto winner up in Knoxville, and I got a couple lottery tickets here that are not winners.
Yeah.
And that lottery is easy money, and most of us are not lucky enough to get that easy money, and the things we earn in life are from hard work.
Yeah.
And
don't count on it, folks.
Yeah. So if you didn't win, we got another chance for you to win, but it's going to take a little bit of hard work, and it's called the Walk Tullahoma Pedometer Challenge.
Oh, okay.
Walk Tullahoma Pedometer Challenge, and you can walk, right?
Yeah, so I actually walked in the studio today.
Right. Well, if you were involved in the pedometer challenge, you would be getting credit for those steps, and you might be winning a new pair of running shoes from Clayton Shoes.
Well, running shoes? I don't know if I'm going to be running anywhere.
But they just help you walk. They could be walking shoes.
Okay. No,
and this is all part of the mayor's Get Fit Tullahoma initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be a fun competition. We're going to start it at CD Stamps on July 16th from 2 until 4. Come down, and we've got these great pedometers. They're digital, and they're actually a $30 value that we're going to give each participant who comes down to pick up one of these, and they plug into your computer, and they have all kinds of features if someone's so inclined. But if you come down on July 16th, 2 to 4, CD Stamps, we're going to have our program director there, Jason Waller, is going to be there to help people calibrate those pedometers so we get an accurate step count. And as I'd mentioned, when you're walking to and from your car into the studio and to home and to the couch, you'll be getting counted for those steps. And each week you'll report your steps to Jason, and if you hit the threshold of 7,500 steps each week, then you're going to be put into the drawing for the free pair of shoes.
Now, in these little devices, there's one in my office, in my other office away from the studio, actually, because my partner gave me this one day and said, "Here, wear this." I was going to mow the yard and racked up about 3 miles,
Right. Well, that's 7,500 steps is about 3 miles. So this is sort of a 5K, prepped.
Yeah, and then she
challenge.
plugs it into the computer, and it tells her how well she's done that day. Of course,
Well, that's great. Well, you've got a really nice pedometer then. I thought maybe you were going to get one of those little cheapos. But you've got a new one, huh?
No, it's not mine.
Yeah,
it's not mine. But,
Pam's.
Yeah, it's Pam's, but she actually uses it for good reason. But I shouldn't have even mentioned that, because people will be out there having somebody else rack up their mile. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, if that's the way somebody, one of the number one rule is be honest.
Sure.
So have fun, and we'll have some flyers and some more information on our website, our Facebook page, but. 10,000 steps is approximately 5 miles, and that is the standard and the rule of thumb that people you want to try to walk 10,000 steps a day. Well, we felt like we needed to maybe start a little slower, and we'll ramp it up. So that's why we chose 7,500 steps. That's about 3 miles. And we want to, like I said, these are great little pedometers. People will enjoy having those. But we hope this will spark somebody out there who wants to maybe try, change things, make a change they can live with, strap it on, have some fun, win some prizes, and walk 3 miles a day, which is, according to those people who track this, is pretty easy to step off.
It is pretty easy to walk 3 miles a day, but however, these are incredibly helpful to the extent that you know, they're accurate. They give you an opportunity to know how much you've really done, and you might think, well, I walked from here to across the street or something, and that's not quite 3 miles a day.
Well, right, and you know, I was thinking about this pedometer challenge, and it reminds me of a book I read once before called Your Money or Your Life, and it encouraged you to track every penny you spent, and when you do that, you start to see, well, once you start to see where every dime is going, you can then have a chance to control where you want to spend your money.
Right.
Same thing with the steps. Once you start to see those steps and how you're walking, you can begin to control those, and you can start to walk more, park further away from the door at the stores and that kind of stuff. So again, just a fun way to get the community involved, win some prizes. July 16th, Walk Tullahoma is going to get kicked off.
Okay, and that's at
CD Stamps.
CD Stamps, you'll be there at what time?
Yeah, 2 to 4 p.m. We'll be down there with Jason Waller showing you how to calibrate that pedometer.
Okay. This sounds like a lot of fun, I'm telling you.
It is.
Okay.
Great.
You're going to participate in it as well.
And I'm going to give you one, and I'm going to give all the officers one. Everybody's going to get one.
Okay,
Who wants
cool.
one? That's it. It's going to be fun.
I'll have to buckle down.
We're going to put you in,
yeah, right. Okay. Winston, thank you so much for coming by today. It's always a pleasure. I hope you deciphered the good parts of that. There was a lot of BS went at the end of that particular particular
Speak
segment.
for yourself.
Yeah, okay. Well, I should have never got us off on that track. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living following these announcements.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Have you heard that little voice that beckons you to come home to Tennessee? Well, here's your chance. Here's a property offered by its owner. It's 20 miles from the National Walking Horse Celebration grounds in Shelbyville, Tennessee, and only 10 minutes away from the Jack Daniel Distillery in Lynchburg. It's located at 769 Shipman Creek Road. This property has over a 5,300 square foot home on 45 acres, and a sprawling 200 acres is also available. Let's take a look at the house. Built in 1998, this home has 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. This home offers wide open views, featuring the main floor with over 2,700 square feet of living room, an eat-in kitchen, a formal dining area, and a massive 20 by 19 master bedroom with a master bath and fireplace included. There is craftsmanship at every turn, solid cherry cabinets, built-in cherry shelves, and other solid cherry appointments. It's a 2-story home with 3 nicely sized bedrooms upstairs. Down a spiral staircase, the basement hosts a 40 by 40 den with a handcrafted bar. We're leaving the jukebox here, folks. The basement is a recreation room on steroids. There are too many closets to count and more than you'll ever need. There are so many places in this home to find peace that you'll seldom want to leave it. But when you do, you'll discover up to 200 acres of paved roads with city water. The property is quilted with streams, woods, ponds, and open pasture. The view from the porch alone is enough to say you're home. The property includes a 3-bay heavy construction shop and plenty of room to build stables and graze livestock. If Tennessee's been calling you home, start your journey by calling this number. A property like this comes on the market but once in a lifetime. We think you'll love it. We think you'll stay. This is a very real estate.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, last week, 2 of Tullahoma's finest citizens were memorialized and honored when Paul and Luella Pyle's name was put on the bridge right here over Rock Creek on Wilson Avenue. So we went over there and got a little video about that. Great historians, great citizens, great community advocates, Paul and Luella Powell.
Day, a warm day. Special day for the Powell family. On behalf of the City of Tullahoma, I would like to welcome everybody to this happy occasion as we name the Rock Creek Bridge the Paul and Luella Powell Bridge. It's been about a year ago that the City Board was approached by members of the Historical Preservation Society here in Tullahoma to recognize a fine couple in this community. And I'd like to read that resolution at this time for those of you that were not there the night we passed that. Whereas from time to time the members of this Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee see fit to honor these exemplary citizens who contributed significantly to the growth and prosperity of our community. And whereas Paul Wayne Powell, through his community activism, photography, and writings, made a major contribution in preserving Tullahoma's cultural heritage over his lifetime. And whereas Luella Martin Powell supported and assisted Paul in the development of many community projects. And whereas Paul Powell returned to Tullahoma after serving in the U.S. Navy during World War II and established a photography shop. And whereas he served as alderman for the City of Tullahoma as well as other governmental and civic organizations including the Tullahoma Housing Authority, Tullahoma Civil War Centennial Commission, and the Historic Preservation Society. And whereas he co-authored or edited several works, including an historical novel, The Yankee Tabernacle, and Historic Tullahoma. And whereas after his retirement, he taught himself to both construct and play dulcimers and wrote 2 books, How to Play and Tune the Dulcimer and Appalachian Dulcimer. And therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee, that the State of Tennessee is requested to designate a bridge over Rock Creek on State 55, also known as Wilson Avenue here in Tullahoma, the Paul and Luella Powell Memorial Bridge, in recognition of 2 outstanding Tullahoma citizens who have exemplified the true spirit of Tullahoma.
I did want to welcome and acknowledge the opportunity to recognize Paul and Luella and their contribution to Tullahoma. Both longtime members of the Historic Preservation Society, they were extraordinary contributors to our efforts. Both as business owners, artists, and Paul's artistry with his camera has captured the images of Tullahoma that have been long lost to history. He was a dulcimer maker extraordinary, and Luella's poetry has long lifted our hearts, spirits, and minds. You know, as we pass by Oakwood Cemetery, that beautiful and historic cemetery right behind you, I find that it is only fitting that this memorial bridge is such a short distance from Paul's and the Powell family's finally resting place. It is also within blocks of their home. So I think that every time as we go by as community, as citizens, as members, we will remember them and remember their contributions to our city.
Gathering of so many friends, and I want to emphasize that it is Paul who has been remembered today, and I am pleased about that. I think the bridge is very appropriate memorial since it's close to our home, our burial site, and our church. Paul grew up playing in Rock Creek, and I always enjoyed it. And Marjorie has been many times. Last but not least, I'm happy our children are here, Suzanne and Wayne. God bless us, everyone.
It's something that I really appreciate it. And you just have to know how much Suzanne and I have said how much this means to us for the city to recognize Paul and Luella love Tullahoma, and now the love is given back to them. So I just thank you so much for being here, for the efforts that went into name the bridge, to get the sign up, to have this known. Now people won't drive down Wilson Avenue and say, I saw a tombstone over there that had the name Powell on it. Does that have any meaning? Well, yes, it just happens to. Now they'll be able to see the sign on the bridge and know that it didn't just end with a tombstone. That's just one part of all of it. Thank you again. I truly appreciate all of you.
Thank you, Luella, for being here, everybody. This time I would like to unveil. Guess what we'll do now is we're going to head across the street. Where's Winston?
Give us a big smile there. What a beautiful, beautiful family.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Don't risk losing the Social Security disability benefits you have earned. I'm Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, Attorneys at Law. I bring over 25 years of experience and dedication to your case. My Social Security team will walk you through the process. We can increase your chances of winning and maximize the benefits due to you. If we do not win, you will not owe us a fee. Call me, Russell Hedges, with Moore & Hedges, Attorneys at Law, for maximum returns and minimum concerns.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
All right, folks, we're back, and we have a young man with us today, and I'm proud he's here. It's Mr. Rob Moreland, and he is with Post 78.
Correct.
In Manchester, Tennessee, of the American Legion. And Rob is here today to talk about a special program they have about scholarships for the children of deceased veterans.
That's correct. We, the National American Legion started in shortly after 9/11 a scholarship fund called the American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund. We all just call it the Legacy Fund for short.
Right.
To provide continuing education for the children of warriors who were killed in the War on Terror since 9/11. So that's the program. The American Legion Riders, which is a motorcycle group within the the Legion. We're all either Legion members, members of the auxiliary, or members of the Sons. We just happen to be motorcycle enthusiasts.
Right.
Took over the fundraising in 2005, and so we are in that mode right now because our money is turned in a couple of months at the National Convention. The scholarship is a trust fund, so the principal will remain. There's $4 million in it now, and people think, well, my gosh, why do you need to keep raising money? Well, most of the children are small,
right?
Because most of the people who've been killed are young adults with small children.
Right.
It's estimated there are 11,700 children who have lost a parent in the war on terror. And so when they grow up, they will probably need help with continuing education,
right,
be it college or technical school, in order to be a productive citizen. So that's what we're raising money for.
Right, and what you're doing there, and just like you say, it's a long time before some of these children will even be to the point that they'll need to get into that fund.
Right.
But prices escalate. I mean, every day, or it seems like every year, at least once a year, you hear about the escalation of tuition on the college level.
Yeah.
So I think it's very smart to have this in a trust type fund, and you can't really throw enough money at it.
No.
$4 million is nothing to talk about 12,000 children.
Yeah.
$4 million is nothing to try to educate 12,000 children.
Not when you're trying to use the interest only.
Right.
Of course, we all know what the interest rates are like now. That's another reason the goal has been raised, because the interest rates are so low.
Right.
The fund was set up as a trust fund, so this can go on forever, and whatever conflicts we might wind up in the future, it can go in.
There'll be some money there.
Right. Our post is going to hold a fish fry on July 26th from 5 to 8 at 130 Shelton Road in Manchester, which is the County Veterans Building. And we're offering fish, French fries, hush puppies, all the
coleslaw,
all the fixings you normally have. We'll do takeout plates also from 5 to 8, and it's $8 for adults, $4 for children.
Now that's a deal.
Oh,
if you get any kind of meal for $8 in today's economy, that's a deal.
Well,
and know that it's prepared with love and care by folks involved in the Legion and the auxiliaries.
We'll have a bunch of guys outside with deep fat fryers frying fish and hush puppies. The ladies will be making slaw and cooking the French fries inside, and there'll be some of us there serving, and so we hope everybody will come out to support us. We have raised every year $1,000 to give to this fund.
Good.
Since the 5 years that the riders have been there, and we hope to continue that this year. Got word this morning there's the Legacy Run, which is where the motorcyclists that want to ride from Indianapolis to the National Convention. This year it's in Charlotte. 1,300 miles covering 8 states. There's 536 registered right now. So.
And will you do that? Do you participate in that?
No, I will not. We have had some guys that have been in the Legacy Run.
Right.
I don't think we have anybody this year.
So that's a fundraiser as well?
Well, that's when the money is taken and delivered.
Okay.
Last year, $762,000 some odd dollars was raised.
That's phenomenal.
And turned in at the National Convention. So we want to invite everybody to come out and support us, so we can forward your money on to this worthwhile cause.
Now, is there any way throughout the year, other than the fish fry, that if someone wants to participate in this and get some money to you, how do they go about doing that?
You can give money all year long. We raise money all year long. This is just our big thing this year to close out the fundraising. It starts on 9/11 every year, which is Patriots Day.
Right.
We start a new campaign every year. So you can get in touch with me. You have my information.
Yes,
and
sir.
so you can get in touch with Channel 6, and they will give you my information, and I will certainly be glad to talk to you about it.
Right. Now, do y'all, being riders, do you have a poker run during the year sometime
We will have a poker run October 18th, and we will use that money for this fund also.
Now, for you folks out there who sort of were like me at one point, a poker run doesn't mean you're jogging down the street playing cards. That has something to do with a motorcycle. And explain what a poker run is, because there's some people out there might not know.
Well, you register and get a card that you then record the cards that you draw. Normally you'll draw one or two there at the starting point. Mm-hmm. Then there will be rides to designated places, maybe to Lynchburg, Shelbyville, Winchester, up on the mountain. And at each of those stops, you draw another card.
Okay.
And you're playing 5-card stud.
All right, so you are playing poker.
Right.
In a way, but you have to find the next stop to find another card.
Right.
Very good.
Right, to draw a card. Some poker runs, they will allow you for extra donation to buy additional cards. But normally it's five cards.
We fundraisers will figure out a way to get all the money we can get.
That's
Rob,
right.
thank you very much for being with us today.
Having us, and
thank you for your service, and thank you for the things that you've done since that time to continue to support our veterans.
Well, I thank you for your service, too.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages. Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at The Main Event today.
And welcome back. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, a little distracted out there. We were just talking to my next guest about how it's really nice when you do a show live or like live. And we're pleased to have joining us now from Thunder Radio, Hannah Stovall and Deuce Anderson, who are here to talk to us today about a really special event they've got coming up this weekend, I believe. Is that
Saturday,
correct?
yes.
This Saturday.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. No, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to get people in here that do fun things, and I know you guys are always doing fun things.
We like to plan events, for sure.
This event coming up, before we start talking about it, though, is to benefit somebody, I believe, and
Actually, it'll benefit two different charities. On the event side itself, we'll actually be benefiting the Kiwanis Club and the Children's Advocacy Center.
Oh, yeah.
And then the event before the event, if you will, the poker run benefits.
Nick Smith, he's the owner of Daddy Billy's, and he's been battling with brain cancer, so we're trying to help out with that too.
Yeah. So we're really kind of helping a whole bunch of different organizations that we really have a heart for, and so that's kind of important.
Okay. Well, you guys have apparently planned something big that's going to work well for all of them. By the way, Nick Smith, I think, is doing pretty well right now.
He's doing okay. He goes back to the doctor next week for MRI to see how his progress was.
Okay. All right. Great. All right. Tell us about the event. I love the T-shirts, and
thank you.
A lot of things are going to. Hannah's looks a little bit better than yours.
Well, of course it does. Of course.
Okay.
But I was told this is my color.
Yeah. Well, it looks good on you, man. It looks good on you. What can I say?
And it'll look good on you too if anybody decides to participate in the poker run. These are part of the fundraiser for the Nick Smith Fund.
They will be for sale at the event.
So basically, the day will start out with the poker run at the Northgate Mall on Jackson Street here in Tullahoma, and at 10 o'clock is registration for that poker run, and then kickstands up at 11, and then those individuals will drive to various locations to get their cards, if you will, to play the poker run, and then they'll come back at about 3 o'clock probably-ish when the main event kicks off, which is the All Things Guys show presented by Al White over in Manchester. And we're also with the Ticket Radio, which is out of here in Tullahoma, which is sports radio 24/7. And so that'll be from 3 until 9. And that's the All Things Guys show, and we've got all sorts of things scheduled within that. We've got vendors, and we've got food. We've got a couple of bands coming on, and so car show.
Basically.
Motorcycles, four-wheelers, off-road vehicles. I mean, it's kind of a collage of all things that guys would like to do. So that's why it's the All Things Guys show.
That is an absolutely great thing. I mean, who thought of this?
It was a group effort.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Who made the decisions on what we're going to include in this? Because, quote, I know what guys like. Was that you, Hannah?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we have a good team, and we all have put our ideas in and come up with this. So.
Yeah. I think what we decided to actually throw in was kind of a group effort thing. I know that Hannah's really, kind of taken this by the reins and kind of pushed real hard and driven real hard on it. And so, a lot of the setup and organization and stuff like that, those accolades go to her. She's a pretty hard worker. And, all in all, most of it, group effort as far as, well, what are we going to do, and how are we going to do this, and when are we going to pull it off, and all that kind of stuff. So, what charities, are we going to back for this particular event? Those things, really a group effort, and it's coming together very nicely.
You told me a moment ago, I think, Hannah, that there's a bunch of folks that are going to participate in this poker run.
We have over 100 bikes already for sure that are part of this poker run. So you're fixing to see 100 bikes go down Jackson Street, and I think that's pretty neat. And I mean, there's the potential to be a couple hundred. So that's just the ones that we know of.
So if you can still get in the poker run right now if you haven't.
Yes,
already done
for sure.
And the thing is, nobody's registered yet. These are individuals that have said, okay, yes, as a group, we want to be there and we're going to attend. And so, anybody out there, if they've
We have numerous bike groups that have already put this as their group event that they're participating in. Bikers for Christ, Brothers of the Wheel, different groups like that are making this their event too.
And so if there's individuals out there that just as either as an individual or a couple of buddies or whatever the case may be, want to come down and be a part of this, then it's big fun.
Just show up to the mall, 10 o'clock, register. And if you're in Lynchburg or if you're at one of our stops that will be on the poker run, you can actually join in the middle of the poker run. You don't have to be at the mall. So if you live in Lynchburg and you want to join in Lynchburg, you can.
Right. And the poker run, in case someone doesn't know what a poker run is, can you kind of give them a little insight into that?
I can. You get a card when you register. And then each stop, they play their hand, and they record what their hand is on their card that they got at the beginning of the poker run. And then at the end, when they get back to the All Things Guys show, whoever has the best hand and whoever has the worst hand are the winners.
Okay. So.
And this event is going to be this Saturday, which is the 12th of July. And so.
And the poker run will cover what area?
Their first stop will be Barrel House Barbecue in Lynchburg, and then they're going to Winchester Speedway, and then they'll be going to Line X, back in Tullahoma, and then back to the mall.
Okay. you mentioned also, I think, that you've got the mall event. That lasts from 3 o'clock till
3 to 9.
3 to
The
9.
live music will start at 3:30, but the event itself starts at 3. We've got 2 awesome bands that are playing, Wild Ride and Groove Holler. The Twisted Tea Girls are going to be there too, so that's pretty exciting.
And they're riding it on motorcycles.
He has to keep telling people this. They're riding it on
that's
motorcycles.
really cool. See, he had the same reaction I did when the Twisted Tea Girls are riding it on their own motorcycles. I went, really? That's really cool.
Yeah,
so that is really neat.
And some of the other things that you got going on down there that guys are going to like.
All of the vendors are basically guy-oriented. Even if they're food vendors, they've got something to do with the show. Yeah, there you go.
Guys like food.
We have one vendor that is a homemade ice cream thing, and she actually makes the ice cream out of a classic car and in whiskey barrels, which is really neat and kind of goes along with the theme of the show. So every vendor is unique like that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And now, because of the title and because of what we put down there, I don't want the young ladies out there to think that they can't come too. Because number one, you got
guys like young ladies.
Well, yeah,
of course.
And so if there's a young lady out there and she's got her own bike and she wants to come play in the poker run, then come on down and be a part of it. And and the music that we're going to have playing there, everybody likes for the most part. So they can come down too. And I'll say this: let's say that you're a young lady and well, you got a guy and he's going to go. Well, this is a great opportunity for you to support your guy in an event that you'll enjoy too.
You're such a pro, Goose. I'm telling you. He's got this figured out. All right, folks. We're just about out of time. This is if you need more information about this event or would like to participate, you're seeing that graphic on your screen right now. But would like to know more about what's going to be happening there. You call Thunder Radio or Ticket Radio.
Go to ticketradio.com.
Ticket Radio. Is it Ticket Radio actually?
Ticketradio.com.
They're the sponsor of this event. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
And go ahead.
Also, too, when you're at the event Saturday, we have a lot of contests going on. Be sure to check in on our Facebook page that you are there at the event to qualify for all kinds of prizes that we're giving away. So.
Okay. This sounds like this is going to be big time fun. Guys like fun.
Yeah. And then we're planning on making this an annual event.
Yeah. So. Okay. And this is the first one.
There you go.
You want to be able to say you participated in the very first one.
Exactly.
Sounds like big fun. And poker run starts at 11.
Yes.
Sign in starts at 10.
Okay.
Music starts at 3.
Yeah.
We'll see you there.
It's going to be a long day. I'm going to be there.
It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We appreciate it very much. We'll be right back in just a moment, folks, right after this.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
The Charter Triple Play lets you experience TV, internet, and phone the way you want with no contracts. Hooked on HD? Now over 100 HD channels available. Movie lover? Get 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. 1,500 in HD, including movies in 3D. Missing your favorite shows? Record and watch TV with DVR service for 4 rooms and over 780 hours of storage space. Get Charter TV for $29.99 a month. Photo Fiend, Music Fan, Video Streamer? Switch to super fast Charter Internet and do it all with the bandwidth to support all your devices. At 30 megabits per second, Charter Internet is 10 times faster than the phone company's DSL. Get Charter Internet for $29.99 a month. Want more talk for less? Charter Phone has unlimited long-distance calling with no added fees like the phone company charges. Get Charter Phone for $29.99 a month. The new Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
You know, folks, my friend Monty Halcomb, longtime worker with the Tennessee Wildlife Association and an advocate of wildlife and everything beautiful about our state of Tennessee, sent this to me this past week, and I just thought, you know, I want everybody to be able to see this. I know it's on their website, but a lot of you folks don't, you know, it's not a thing you just go do. Go on the wildlife website, see what they've got, but this is absolutely phenomenal, and it will show you just how impressive a state we have and how proud we all should be of it and how much effort we should take to keep it clean and pristine as it is, because folks come from all over the world just to see it. Let's go to some video.
These lands we know as Tennessee have teemed with life for thousands of years. Protected from the smothering weight of glaciers in the last ice age, Tennessee's spectacular landscapes provide majestic habitat for unique and incredible living things. Wild wetlands of the west are connected to the pristine peaks in the east by a natural network of forests, bluffs, hills, meadows, and miles of rivers and streams. Home for an abundance of plants, birds, fish, and mammals. Native peoples made their home here, living off the land they loved. When early European settlers first arrived, they too fell in love with this land that was a hunter's heaven, filled with deer, turkey, bear, quail, waterfowl, elk, and more. But over time, living off the land took its toll. Wetlands were ditched and drained. Some streams became polluted and lifeless. And once abundant wildlife began to disappear. But the hard work of Tennesseans like you, who care about restoring, preserving, and managing our wild treasures, is changing that. Deer and turkey now abound across our state. Majestic elk roam our East Tennessee mountains again. Lands that were cleared for marginal cropland have been returned to wetlands, filled with thousands of migrating waterfowl each year. Bald eagles, once pushed to the brink of extinction, now fly high across our skies. Today, Tennessee is the most biologically diverse inland state in the nation, home to rare species found nowhere else in the world. Those fortunate enough to live here are surrounded by wildness, with whitewater streams and waterfalls, canyons and cliffs, thousands of acres of mountains and woodlands that are home to 300 species of birds and 89 native mammals. There are more varieties of trees in Tennessee than in all of Europe, with fields and forest floors decorated by the colors of more than 2,300 native plants. The most diverse temperate freshwater ecosystem on Earth is found within the Tennessee and Cumberland River watershed. And flowing through the Volunteer State are 7 of the top 8 most ecologically diverse rivers in North America. One of them, the Duck, is habitat for more fish species per mile than any other river on our continent. The Great Smoky Mountains are considered the salamander capital of the world. Tennessee boasts 70 amphibian species with 61 reptile species, including 3 different kinds of rattlesnakes. The cypress sloughs and wetlands around Reelfoot Lake abound with waterfowl and are home to nesting bald eagles who soar across the sky as they search for fish in the dark waters. Visitors are drawn here by the beauty that is Tennessee's backyard. To watch elk graze in mountain meadows, hear neotropical songbirds sing in treetop homes, wade a rushing river in search of trout, and tread the trails shared with us by our ancestors. The lovely lands, the majestic mountains, the winding waterways, and the abundant wildlife of Tennessee all seem to reflect the words of President Theodore Roosevelt. Here is your country. Cherish these natural wonders. Cherish the natural resources. Cherish the history and romance as a sacred heritage for your children and your children's children.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. I want to thank Monty Halcomb for that great piece on the
That was a good piece, yes.
That was. I loved
Thanks,
it.
Monty. Appreciate you. You going to have a good weekend?
I hope
Ice cream
so.
social?
I hope that it's a beautiful night and people bring their chairs and their drinks and their whatever, and I hope they buy dinner, and I hope we make millions of dollars.
There you go. And listen to some great music.
This is another one of those weekends where a lot of things are happening. Corvette cruising in Lynchburg this weekend.
Oh,
of course,
neat.
that event we just talked about there just a moment ago.
That's on Thursday, and then on Saturday we got to go. And on Saturday, Friday and Saturday, and next week is Big River.
Big River.
That's South Jackson. Big goodbye.